Welcome back to Target Wrestling here on YouTube. This is the second matchup from the show that took place in the venue in Carlisle on September the 17th. As you've heard from our lovely announcer already, we have a tag team contest for you, and making their way to the ring first is the king of short style himself, Damon Havok, and the personification of greatness, Roy Storey. Roy Storey is not somebody I've had the pleasure of seeing wrestle before, so that is something to look forward to in this contest. Damon Havok, with his 10 years experience, the king of short style. I have seen wrestle before. I'm very impressed with his ring knowledge. These two, to be honest, are a little bit of a favourite of mine, but not so much of the fans here in attendance at Target Wrestling. But definitely I have a soft spot for Mr. Havok and Mr. Storey, but two men who do not have a soft spot for this tag team are their opponents. And I believe coming out first is the youngest ever Target Heavyweight World Champion, or formerly World Champion, the local brute, Kris Kendall. Look at the powerhouse himself, Kris Kendall. King and Kendall, the opposition in this matchup. Big hometown favourites, King and Kendall, up against much shorter opponents. You know, if anything, it's endearing these lovely gentlemen to me a bit more, Mr. Havok and Mr. Storey. They have got their work cut out for them today, because their opponents are two absolute Goliaths. As Kris Kendall here soaks up the adulation from the local crowd. And he knows, he's pointing at the king of short style. And maybe I'll call them, they haven't got a name actually, Damon Havok and Roy Storey. Maybe I can call them the kings of short style. Because, let's be honest, Mr. Storey, you're not that much taller than Mr. Havok. Now entering the ring is a man much bigger in stature than pretty much anyone I know. It's the king, Fulton King, that is. There he is. The crowd waiting to say hello to one of their favourites, Fulton King, making his way to the ring. A former one-time tag champion, so he knows what it's all about to climb to the top of the tag team division and win gold. And they'll be looking with his partner Kris Kendall to gather some kind of victory and gain some kind of momentum to perhaps push them into a position where they'll be up against the current tag team Target champions, who are the Lawless. And I think Kendall and King will be very good opponents for the Lawless. But they have to get past the Kings of Short Style. I'm sorry, that's not really officially the name. But they're going to have to get past Damon Havok and Roy Storey if they want to engineer themselves some kind of advantage, some kind of push that is going to get them to the top of the tag team division and earn themselves an opportunity at the Lawless for those Target tag team belts. This contest looks like it is finally almost ready to get started. The 10-year veteran Damon Havok starting up against the youngest ever Target Heavyweight Champion, Kris Kendall, who's maybe pointing out to Mr. Havok the height difference by dropping down to his knees and offering him some kind of an advantage. This is all things that Damon has seen before. These are all moves that Damon Havok has seen before. His 10 years experience in the ring. And he's not going to allow himself to be intimidated by a bigger man. Now here we go, here's the tie-up. And that's the experience right there. Nice arm drag from Havok, showing this experience there against the much larger opponents. Is Kendall going to settle into this game, or has that rattled his cage a little bit? Doesn't look like it's affected him too much, but he is more focused on the crowd than he is on his opponent, you could say. And against somebody with the experience of Damon Havok, that is not going to do you any favours. A very nice tie-up once again here, and he's not going to get the arm drag this time. Kendall powering him to his feet with an arm drag of his own. Nicely done from Kendall there, sending Havok into the corner, and Havok having to re-evaluate the game plan. His arm drag was reversed, and the crowd are absolutely loving this. The atmosphere in the venue is absolutely electric. Now Kendall and Havok tying up again, and Havok has taken the advantage this time, claiming the higher ground, as it were. Havok taking off his feet, but does still have Kendall in his grips as Kendall looks to create some separation, and there he does with nothing but brute strength, and a big shoulder barge took Havok temporarily off his feet. Now he's in the corner being sent to the opposite side. Nice reversal, good leapfrog there, ducks the clothesline. Havok doing some dodging of his own, but he doesn't dodge that. A front-facing knee drop looked very uncomfortable. And oh, Mr. Kendall. And one from behind, an atomic drop, I believe they call him. And Havok is feeling the pain in his midsection now. As are we going to see? We're going to see a Kendall curl. Off you go. And then into the corner with a nice toss. Well done. Very good offense here by Kris Kendall. And Havok just doesn't really seem to know where he is. It's the first tag of the matchup so far. King's in the ring. Fall away slam. And a huge leaping crossbody. That could be everything. Not quite. Not quite. King now the legal man. Up against Havok. As Havok sleeps through the grasp of Fulton King and escapes underneath the bottom rope. I don't think he made a tag to Roy Storey. So he is still the legal man here on the outside. He just wants a bit of time to catch his breath. There you go. That's 10 years of experience, I'll tell you, to go and take some time to catch your breath when you need to. King more than happy to allow it. And now it's time for the personification of greatness. That's right, Roy Storey enters the match for the first time. And looks like he's going to attempt to pick King up with some kind of slam. And King doesn't seem to be too phased by it. He seems to be quite happy to let him have a go. Right, they've tied up now in the middle of the ring, and King's not taking it too seriously. Shoves his opponent to the floor with nothing but brute strength. Roy Storey very frustrated there. And this is why you've got a soft spot for me, these guys, you know. Roy Storey's a trier. He's going to try. He's going to try again. He should know better, but he is going to try again. As once again they tie up, and King, just with nothing but brute strength, takes his opponent off the ground again. Sends Roy Storey absolutely scrambling around the ring. King now allowing his opponent to regain his composure. He might even give him a free shot here. And there we go. Roy Storey's learnt his lesson from the first two tie-ups, and oh dear. Trying to attempt to lift a slam on King, and he's pulled something in his back, bless him. I know how that feels. Just the sheer size and weight of King. It must be a nigh on impossible task to take the man off his feet. But Roy Storey will not give up. He's got a free pass this time. Nearly. Go on, Roy. Nearly. Oh dear, reversed. And a huge slam from King as he walks him round the ring first. Storey is down. And King is dominating. In fact, King and Kendall are both dominating. Big back body drop there. As he makes the tag, King makes the tag to Kendall. Nice double team move off the ropes here, and a double shoulder barge. I mean, it must be like running into a brick wall. He doesn't have a clue where he is, Roy Storey, right now. He doesn't have a clue. He doesn't know who he's fighting. He thinks he's fighting the front row. It's alright, Kendall's here to help. Get yourself back inside the ring. You're fighting me, pal, he says. As he goes for a pin here. I think Kendall was being kind. I think Kendall was trying to put Roy Storey out of his misery there. Good tag. Kris and Kendall with another double team move. Big jumping elbow from King and a big leg drop from Kendall. Pin here. Just a 2 count. Very close. Very, very close. The two bigger men are really starting to grind down their opponents here as King goes off the ropes, receives a kick to the back for his troubles as Havok, once again, experience, you know. It's a good veteran move, lends himself to his partner to chop away at the leg there. And finally, Roy Storey has an advantage as the referee isn't watching or counting the choke on the middle rope there. Roy Storey, though, is distracting the referee again as Havok uses the middle rope to their advantage. Very clever stuff from the tag team. The kings of short style. As dirty pin there. See the way Storey had his feet hooked on the rope. Dirty pin there. Trying to get more leverage on his opponent. Storey is staying on top of King. Makes the tag. And Havok will come in and make a big strike to the ribs there. Looks like they're trying to take the lungs away from Fulton King. And if he doesn't have the lungs, he won't have the strength. And if he doesn't have the strength, what else has Fulton King got in this matchup? Looks like we're going to find out as Havok chokes King on that middle rope. Great camera angles this time. Lovely. Big gut punch from Havok to King. And he takes a cheap shot there on Kendall. Creates the separation between the tag team. Goes into the corner. King's out the way. Are we about to see the Big Ten from King? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh-oh. Big jumping punch for Roy Storey to get number 10 as King has Havok in the middle of the ring. Havok there just gained some kind of momentum out of nowhere. Great ring awareness and throws a huge lariat right across the throat of Fulton King. And now the pin. He might have just lingered a bit too long there, you know. I think he might have took the breath out of King. If he'd gone down for the pin straight away, he might have won that. Big forearm to the face. Now as Havok has got to keep King down. Storey tagged back in. Big rib punches. Again, like we've been saying already in this matchup, it's important to keep the lungs of a big man empty. And that's what those blows are doing. And that's what this move is doing right now. As the personification of greatness soaks up the adulation, and he's just milking it now. He's milking the rules. This is what this team does. This is why this team isn't very popular, and the fans don't like him. They do push the referee and the rule of the game as far as they possibly can, to the point where it's questionable. Very questionable, as Havok now is tagged in. And another one of those rib punches. And a nice forearm there. King looking to fight back here and gain some momentum. Double punch. Another forearm to the face. Havok off the ropes. He's been caught. And a nice overhead slam from Fulton King. And Havok is down. King is down. Both men desperate for a tag. And it doesn't look like Storey has made the tag there, but Kendall is in the ring and has made the tag. I think Havok is the legal man though. Nice swinging neck breaker there from Kendall. Storey sent off the ropes. Big power slam there. Goes for the pin. No, that's not the legal man, pal. Oh. There we go. The confusion catches up with Kendall. And Havok has Kendall here. Good suplex. That could be it. It's not quite. It's not quite. Just a 2 count there. But Havok and Storey, for being the much shorter men, have done themselves a lot of good in this match. They've really fought a very smart contest. And King and Kendall might have thought this would be a bit easier than what it's working itself out to be. As Storey now takes the cheap shot, goes over, takes out King from the apron. Now he has Kendall nearly sent into the ropes. Good reversal. Kendall sent to the outside. King's in the ring when he shouldn't be. Havok goes for a cheap shot and a kick there. And a swing and a big miss as he's sent crashing into the canvas. Storey has Kendall coming in the ring. Big flatline. That looks like the bookmarker. 2. That could almost be it. That's one of those signature moves from Roy Storey there. The bookmarker. Big DDT. That could be story time. Nearly it. Nearly it. As he tags in Damon Havok. Kendall receiving forearms, receiving a lot of punishment. Sent off the ropes. Havok in the middle of the ring. Misses his man. Kendall avoids. Picks him up and over his head. Big leg hooked suplex over the head. And it's a double countdown right now as the referee reaches 3. Kendall and Havok both trying to reach their corners. And it's a pretty much even Stevens as it's Storey and King now, the legal men. And King's just going through his opponents. A huge train of momentum crashing into Havok and then into Storey and then Havok just absolutely annihilating his opponents here. King now sending Havok into Storey. Nice sidewalk slam. Storey now into Havok, just throws him into Havok. Goes for the pin, that should be it. No, it's not quite over, this contest. Not quite over. And you have to say now momentum is firmly with King and Kendall. As King has Storey up on his shoulders. This could be King's landing time. No, not quite. Spinning back fist from Havok. Pushes him into Kendall. Kendall does well to avoid. Coming off the top rope. Beautiful stuff from Havok. It's a double pin situation. 1, 2, referees in the confusion, not sure what to go on. The pin is broken up by Fulton King in the melee. As Storey is sizing up King. He finally got the slam. Amazing! Amazing! Storey hit the big slam. Storey hit the big... Finish the match, Storey. Where are you going? Yeah, you did it, mate. Well done. Now pin him. Pin him. 1, 2. Whoa! Storey almost thrown out the ring on the pin there. And now King up to his feet. Bow. Wow. Nothing but brute strength in that throw. As Havok doing his best to stay in this contest. Hits some kind of cutter. Oh, it's a beautiful move. A big neck breaker. As Havok now hasn't spotted Kendall. Uh-oh. Kendall. GTS, baby. Go to sleep. Kendall has taken out Havok. I believe the legal man is Roy Storey. And we could be seeing Fulton King. It's King's landing time with an assist from Kendall. That has to be it, baby. 1, 2, and a 3. And King and Kendall, my voice has nearly went at the end of this contest. King and Kendall have won the match and probably have pushed themselves right to the top of the tag team league, and they should be in for a matchup for those belts at some point in the very near future. It's been a great contest here at the venue in Carlisle. The kings of short style, as I like to call them now, Damon Havok and Roy Storey, really doing themselves a lot of justice in this match. Obviously not winning, but the two much smaller men gave a great account of themselves. But the winners are King and Kendall, an absolute fantastic tag team on their way up and hopefully on their way towards those Target Wrestling tag team titles. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye for now.